You good, Mr. Brooks?
Hi, how are you, Ms. Walters?
You are live.
Okay, we are live. I know. You ready? Everybody up here ready?
Yep.
John, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we are live. All right. No, we're not ready for that. We got public hearing first.
Oh, that's right.
All right. We're going to call, we have a public hearing set for the application to rural development for the Delville water improvement. Call that meeting open. Thomas, do you have a presentation or anything that needs to go in?
I have a presentation.
If you would like, please. Yep. For some reason, I thought
We move the podium over.
yeah, we can do that.
Where would you like it? Over this side?
Right there's fine.
Am I able to plug my laptop in or anything, or?
Our IT guy ain't here,
Okay.
so I'm not gonna pretend like I know what to do with
I
it.
did this before when
Yeah, I
we did, and there's a plug in there, I don't know, cause otherwise.
Can you Wi-Fi?
I could email someone with PowerPoint. Or I can just.
You have to talk. You don't have to plug in there, it's.
I can try really quickly, if that's okay.
Where is it?
It should be
Right
like,
behind you, Bill.
Right behind me?
Here.
no, like the remote itself.
Oh,
It should be
remote.
like right there, yeah,
This one?
Oh,
yes. To turn the television
Okay.
on.
Is there a port over there?
there was last, cause I remember I sat over here last
And
time.
that's the board right
Oh,
there.
there's a port here. You gotta plug in.
Yes.
I just want everyone to be able to see what I'm
There
talking
it
about.
is.
No, that's
That's what
no,
light
that's
is.
the light. I don't have a plug-in for it. That's what I was, she said it's right there. And I'm like, okay, now if I can
Somewhere.
Oh, there it is.
Okay,
wrapped up and curled underneath.
is it okay if I
Yeah,
sit
yeah,
here?
that's fine.
Yep.
That's fine.
I'm Katie, by the way.
Hey, Katie, Bill Walters. Nice to meet you. Sorry for the inconvenience.
No, that's okay.
We'll get-
This
we'll
is
get-
how we did it last. We did it last.
You sit
No, I
here.
wasn't. That's why I said I don't remember this. I didn't know that cord was down there.
Chair.
I'm learning something.
Oh, here's a chair. Thank you.
Just sign me over here.
The music stopped, so we can.
Yeah, that-
See.
Great. There you go. Like that.
Okay, perfect.
Just the way we planned it.
Okay, so this is the public hearing for the Town of Daleville Water Utility Improvements preliminary engineering report that we helped put together so that the town can apply for funding through USDA rural development. So this PER's preliminary engineering report is we evaluated present conditions and future needs, environmental impacts, we discussed various alternatives for improvements, and then provided our final recommendations based on feedback with the town. And the purpose is to ensure the quality and reliability of the water system throughout a 20-year planning period. And then on the right, there's each section of that PER. So section 1 is called project planning. And before each section, I'll just have it showing in green which section we're talking about, but the planning area, environmental resources present, population trends, and anticipated growth within that 20-year planning period. So this is the project location. This is just a general breakdown. We'll get into more detail later on, but this shows the water distribution system, and then also the water treatment plant site there on the right. And then rural development actually requires a separate environmental report to be done, separate from the PER, so we've completed that as well. through this list of environmental items to see if there were any environmental impacts. There are no negative environmental impacts anticipated with this project. And then,
I have a question.
Yeah.
So our source for water for the town of Daleville is 2 groundwater springs basically that we've tapped into.
2 wells.
2 wells.
yes.
Just want to make sure.
And then, so we also did population projections through that 20-year planning period. That map there was created with help from the town where they think potential growth could occur, and different colors mean different things. So yellow is potential residential land within town limits. Red is potential commercial land within town limits. Blue is potential residential land outside town limits, and then that pink color is existing homes outside of town limits that are not currently connected to the system but potentially could in the future. And then we did 3 different population projections scenarios. We did 0.1% growth, which assumes a minimum growth of 0.1% per year over the planning period of 20 years. This is a typical value we use for small towns when they aren't anticipating growth. Daleville is not one of those. We just left it in there as to show. And then we did moderate growth and fast growth, which are dependent on this map here. So moderate assumes the growth shown in the map will occur over a course of 50 years. Fast growth assumes it'll occur over the course of 20 years. So that orange line is moderate, the gray is the fast. And then here's actual numbers of what those population numbers would be depending on what scenario there is, but I highlighted the moderate growth because that's what we believe is more representative of what will actually occur. So it'll show a population increase of about 1,000 residents over the 20-year planning period. That doesn't account for, these numbers don't account for water demand because of like new businesses, but that'll be taken
It's
into
just
account later.
population.
Yes. Section 2 is where we just talk about the existing facilities. So that's where we talk about there's 2 groundwater wells, water treatment plant, which has a design capacity of 280 gallons per minute, 2 reaction tanks, which are relics of prior design when other chemicals were incorporated into the process to allow for the chemical reaction to occur within those tanks. They're not really much of a purpose now. And then vertical pressure filter removes iron. Chlorine gas is used for disinfection. And then there's a backwash tank. For that existing filter has to be backwashed after 8 hours of operation to clean the filter. Then that backwash water is held in a backwash tank and gravity fed in a controlled fashion to a backwash sump and sanitary lift station. So it goes into the gravity sewer system. And then there's an elevated storage tank, 500,000 gallons. And then the distribution system consists of about 79,700 linear feet of 6-inch to 12-inch water main. And there's about 110 fire hydrants. And there's just a bigger map of the distribution system. Different sizes are shown in different colors. And that dotted line is the Daleville town limits. And then this is the water treatment plant. So I think I can do my little laser. These are the reaction tanks, and then this is the filter. This is the backwash holding tank, which then will eventually go to this lift station where it gets pumped to the sanitary gravity sewer system. And then these are just values of existing demand. So we have average day, demands, max day, midday. These don't necessarily matter in the new projects since we'll be taking into account the projected population, but just to show you where we're at right now. Here it is in a graphical form. And I'm going too fast, just let me know, I can go back. Section 3 is where we talk about the need for the project, if there's any health, sanitation, or security problems, aging and deficient infrastructure. Then we talk a little bit more about the reasonable growth on a demand aspect. So the existing deficiencies, I'll just read these. Gas scrubber is needed for the chlorine gas disinfection due to the proximity to homes. So chlorine gas can be dangerous if it's inhaled, and considering the proximity to residents, the leak could pose a significant risk to human health. And then, so a gas scrubber would treat the chlorine gas that's released before it's expelled to outside air. Equipment is beyond its useful life, so the electrical components, reaction tanks, and the filters are just in need of replacement. Undersized filtration, and only one filter installed, which does not meet 10 state standards for redundancy. So 10 state standards is just what Indiana and other surrounding states use as a design guide on how to design water treatment plants. So if a filter were to go down, if there's another one that can be used, and right now there's only one filter, so there's no redundancy. And then that filtration rate exceeds 10 state standards recommendations. So again, another thing, 10 state standards, and there's a capacity shortfall for the projected growth. So this graph there's a lot going on it. So right now it's showing different demands. So like at the beginning where I talked about moderate growth versus fast growth, the blue lines are showing moderate growth demands, and then the green lines are showing fast growth demands. So since we're looking at moderate growth, we'll be focusing on these blue lines here. There's a 24-hour versus 20-hour. So we're looking at the peak demand based on moderate growth. 24-hour means the plant would be running for 24 hours. That's not typical. So that's why we have that 20-hour there instead. So that's the one we should be looking at. This orange line is the current capacity of the water treatment plant, 403,200 gallons per day, which is equal to 280 gallons per minute. And then to meet this 20-year planning period demand all the way through the whole 20-year planning period, we would want to increase the plant to have a capacity of 400 gallons per minute, which is this yellow line here.
What we're presently at.
We're at 280.
Okay.
And yes, we're 400, correct. And then this is storage. So basically we wanted to check if your existing elevated storage tank has enough capacity for that anticipated demand. And this is showing you do have enough capacity. The orange line is the capacity of that tank, 500,000 gallons. And then again, there's just other lines on here. So the dotted line here is moderate growth. If we're looking at 10 state standards, 10 state standards says that a minimum storage capacity should be equal to the average daily consumption. So that's well below that orange line. Well, there's also best engineering practice, which is generally recommended that storage capacity should be at least 1.5 times the average daily. And that's this blue line here, which is also well below. And then the red line is fire flow. There's different calculations that go into knowing what that's needed, but you guys also have enough storage for fire flow as well. So nothing needs to be done with the elevated storage tank. Section 4 is where we go through the various alternatives. So the funding agencies require that we evaluate multiple alternatives and show that there's different things that we could do. Like one of them is regionalizing with Chesterfield, so I'd be connecting with Chesterfield in its entirety and getting rid of Daleville's. That was just one we looked at, but we'll just quickly go through. So all of the alternatives involve cleaning the current wells, flow testing them, and upgrading the pumps to be sized at 400 gallons per minute. Then they also all include installing a gas scrubber, various electrical improvements like a new generator, and new backwash holding tanks for more capacity. And alternatives 1 and 2 are the same, it's just horizontal filter versus a vertical filter. They're the same thing, it's just different, whatever the operator would prefer. And they're based on maintaining the current water treatment process of pre-chlorination and then direct filtration for iron removal. We actually contacted a filter manufacturer, and Daleville's raw water quality was given, and they preferred this option over alternatives 3 and 4, which include an aerator and a detention tank before going to the filters, which you would also need to add high service pumps instead of just using the well pumps. We'll look at figures for all of these so they make a little more sense. This is alternative 1, which is a horizontal pressure filter system. So this would be that horizontal filter, and this is a little simplified. There would be some more piping in there and everything. But then their gas scrubber is over here next to the chlorine room. There'd be a new generator. And then these would be backwash holding tanks for when they have to backwash the horizontal filter. Next one is alternative 2, vertical pressure filter system. Same concept as alternative 1, but instead of that horizontal pressure filter, there's 3 vertical pressure filters here. And alternative 3 is aeration detention and horizontal pressure filtration plant. So the wells are somewhere up here if this was to extend. They would have to go through this aerator and detention tank first, which it would have to, the wells would pump, this is a tall structure, so it would pump up to it, and then once it got to the plant, you'd need new pumps in here as well to get it to pump through the horizontal filter. It's just a different way of treating, and since Daleville's water is pretty good, that's why the filter manufacturer doesn't think this is necessary. Okay, next one, same concept as before, goes through the aerator and detention tank, and then instead it's just vertical instead of horizontal. And then we also looked at regionalization with Chesterfield, so we would demolish the Daleville water treatment plant and abandon the wells. This is where there's a current master meter between the 2 systems. We would upgrade that when the upgrades were needed, and then perform improvements at the Chesterfield water treatment plant, which I believe they're soon gonna go through their own upgrade.
Go through one now.
Yeah, so they have to do even more, which this is a little complicated, but these are plans from that improvements project, which they currently are going to include room for a future filter, which they were doing an aerator and a detention tank in Chesterfield, and a horizontal pressure filter. So basically we would just have to double their capacity. And section 5 is where we do a life cycle cost analysis. We look at the construction cost, the non-construction cost, operation, maintenance, and equipment replacement cost, salvage value, and then we did a present worth analysis. So this next slide is the present worth analysis. It's looking at each of these alternatives. And then the construction cost of each of them is listed here, non-construction, annual operation and maintenance for each alternative, salvage value, and to get all of this into present worth, total present worth is down here. So the cheapest is alternative 2, which is the one that's recommended. section 6, is when we actually talk about the proposed project. So it's alternative 2, vertical pressure filter system. Also, this one is preferred as well because it gives room to add a 4th filter if there's any future growth. But with the horizontal pressure filter, I tried seeing if you could put 2, there would be no room. And the town and the operator stated that they preferred the vertical pressure filters anyways, so.
Okay.
Here's the project cost summary, so we have cost and contingency of 10%, and we also include a BABA allowance, which BABA is Build America, Buy America, or I don't know if I switched those out, Buy America, Build America, but with a lot of the funding, government funding, that's a requirement. It could potentially increase costs. So with non-construction costs, it's a total project cost of $4,806,000. This is a lot of words on a slide, but this is an anticipated project schedule. Shows when we would hope to start design, complete final design, and start construction. But this is all based on if the utility receives a letter of conditions by June 2026. I don't know if there's anything you want me to call out directly on here, but just let you look at it. Also, there's some line items on there about Okra, which is another funding opportunity where you can get a $750,000 grant as well. So we'll look at both of those project financing. So the main one we're applying to is the USDA Water Environmental Grant Loan Funding. They have 40-year loan terms, and the interest rate right now, what it says on their website, is 3.75%. And then, which they give grant and loans, they have to do it in combination. And then Okra, the max grant you can get is $750,000.
They do strictly grants, right?
Yes. And then next slide is going to be preliminary rate impact. I just want to preface this that we are not financial advisors, and this is just a guess. You would have to finalize the rates with a financial advisor at Baker Tilly.
Right.
But I did it with different, so if it was 100% loan, if you got 25% grant, the rest was loan, and so on. And I based it on 4,000 gallons per month per industry standards, so that rate for 4,000 gallons per month is currently $30.27. So this is what this old one is what it would increase to based on what scenario. At the beginning of when we started doing this, we were given that 3,000 gallons per month was really like the average. So the rate at 100% loan for that would be $45 if they're using 3,000. You can't see that on the bottom. The bottom's cut off when I wrote that down. So about $10 difference just there. And then the next slide takes into account the Okra grant. So same concept, 100% already loan with Okra grant, and then same categories there. But then again, if we're looking at the 3,000 gallons per month, the average rate for this year would be $42.63. That's the rest there. I'll keep it on that slide. Just want to look at it longer, but I guess I'll open it up if there's any questions, comments.
Questions or comments from anybody? For or against?
Looks like if we even got the Okra grant, we're only gonna, it's only about 15%, roughly a little bit. Maybe a little bit more than 15%.
Yeah, and the deal is, we've got to apply to see what we are gifted, but we're not, we have to apply to see what we can get, is what we're doing. It's not gonna be wasted one way or another. What we're doing in the design is, we're gonna have to make upgrades. The town is changing, the builds have to go, and it's an older system, it needs upgraded. It's a very well maintained plant. The tank is in very good condition. We entered with McLeary a few years ago, about 10 years ago. Tank is really in good shape.
Past was
another-
good on the tank too, that was really good to hear.
We'll talk about another issue later in the full board meeting, but we're looking, I mean, everyone knows Delville is, we're changing, we're growing a little bit, and we've got upgrades that need to keep up with the current capacity that we need now, plus what we're gonna need in the future. We don't wanna do this 2 or 3 times, and the longer you wait, the more expensive it gets. So it's not only a need for now, it's a need for in the future as well. It's taking both into consideration.
How long does it take to know if we will get any of the grants?
Thomas, can you answer more on the financing part?
Yeah, for USDA, it'll take us a few weeks to get the application done. It requires quite a bit of information coming from the clerk treasurer on just the finances. We'll have a meeting with USDA to kind of go over the application and make sure that everything's in the correct order and that they'll accept it. And then once it's sent off to them, which is done through the town, through Bill, it could be a couple weeks, a month, long enough for them to say, we're gonna give you guys an offer, give us time to underwrite it, because they do everything in-house. And then they'll give us an idea whether it's gonna be any grant attached to it or all loan. And then they'll write us a letter of conditions, and then we'll have that, a couple months, just depending. State or the federal government's fiscal year is October to September. So let's say that we're through all this in April, May, about middle of the year. So if they have money still available, that's fine. And it won't hurt us one way or the other. But yeah, it won't be too busy. It's not complicated. So.
Rural development moves at glacial pace.
You have to find, yes, that is true. We do have some new staff on, or some new employees on, or a new employee on staff that we've got him from USDA. So he's kind of our whisperer to kind of get this moving a little bit quicker. He ran the rural development.
That would be good.
So is it better to, us as a board, plan that we would have to fund the whole thing and then hope that we get some grants, or?
No, the good thing about USDA is, with the state's timelines and the federal government's timelines when we're going to submit this, the federal government will tell us up front what they're going to give us. So
Okay.
we'll know straight out the box shortly after we submit what they're looking at, what we're going to get from them. So you don't have to go. SRF's the difficult one with the state, because they want you to be through design and be able to close on your loan quickly. But it requires a lot of upfront costs in order to get to that spot. So USDA is set up for small communities, smaller communities under 2,500. So they offer you that letter up front. So we'll know pretty quickly. Just getting somebody to actually move on it, as John's alluding to, is the part that takes the longest.
Okay.
We always have an option after we get that, whatever they're gonna get. We're not committed,
No.
we're committed, we've got, this is just a preliminary, and then we'll have an option
Yep.
and a decision to make when we come back from there.
Yep.
I need to get with Baker Tilly too, that's one thing I didn't do, that's my bad. I need to speak with Andrew, what we talked about in the meeting that we had with Tom. I'll get that done, we'll have more information as we go forward. We're looking at refining that number. Those numbers were used at a certain rate, and we can get down to what the homeowner, the residential is, take out the business and separate some things out a little bit. We believe that rate is even going to be lower than the numbers that's been projected up there, slightly lower. But these were rounded off numbers, and she said they are not a financial analysis. Baker Tilly is our financial analysis, but we will look at that also and have that information to make our final call and judgment on.
Do those rates take into account that we already have a graduated like rate increase?
It's just based on that 4,000.
Just
rate,
and
so-
like
And
whatever
the
our
current-
current
and the
rate is
current
right
rate
now?
is-
Yes.
yep.
Okay, cause they stair step up every April anyway, so there's already gonna be a little bit of an increase in like for April when we bill out in the end of May. So like people are kind of seeing a slight movement, and so if it ends up being the, 75% rate and it's a $5 to $10 increase, they're gonna see $2 or $3 worth of that increase already in April, just
Right.
based on those numbers. So it is a little bit less impactful.
Any other questions at this time or comments? Public hearing, it's for or against? Anything?
Got thumbs up.
Seeing nothing of that, I take a motion to close the public hearing.
I propose, or I give a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second it.
I got a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The public hearing is closed. Thank you.
701.
Good job.
Oh, we do have a signage. I guess I'm gonna probably have to have you guys sign.
If you want to grab the ones in the audience, we'll
I got them.
spit it up here, we'll send it around.
I guess
I'll bring it up there after.
Okay,
Council.
you got it,
I'll leave some copies of the presentation too.
you got it, thank you. Yeah, we can leave these in the office in case somebody wants them. Trina, you can somebody wants a copy of her presentation.
No, but I was gonna ask if you have a digital one, can you email it to me and then I can put it on the website?
Okay,
That'd be awesome, thank you.
I didn't, I'm not Tom, but that's okay, go ahead.
Albany went through this about 5 years ago. Commonwealth helped them too. With a new water plant and all that stuff, so.
We've been with them quite a while. We need the upgrades. We've been doing some upgrades, but we need to make this, especially with the things that are growing and growth coming to Delta. Okay, with that said, if you all rise, we'll do the invocation. Steve, if you would, we'll say the pledge and we'll get the meeting started.
Dear Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to put together plans and ideas. Pray that you give us guidance. We pray that you would provide for this community the needs that we have, both now and the future. We thank you and praise you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Trina, if you would call the roll, please.
Somebody screams.
Okay, Brandy Hurley, here. Steve Brogan.
Here.
Bill Walters.
Here.
Adam Jones is absent. And Tom Roberts is absent.
First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes, meeting January 22nd. They were all sent out. Did everybody get a chance to look at them?
Yep.
If so, I would
Make
entertain
a
a motion.
motion that we accept the January council meeting minutes.
I second it.
Got a second? Is there any changes or additions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved.
Tom Suss, the PCRWD report.
He did. Did you guys get a chance to see it? I mean, no
I did.
big deal. We did. I can just tell you from side of me on the regional wastewater, we're looking at the interceptor. I think I said that last time. We approved Commonwealth doing an inspection of it, so we've upgraded just about everything in Delville. So we're looking at the interceptor now going across. That's not on the town, that's regional wastewater district. That takes that on. That's who we pay to, but we're looking at that. And hopefully we'll have some information on that they move forward on that. Claim docket. Did everybody get a chance to look at it?
Up there.
There it is. Did y'all get a chance to look at it?
Yep.
All right, if y'all got a chance, I would entertain a motion for approval of the claim docket for a total of $51,279.56.
I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
I have a first and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed? We have got the revenue report and never signed the last one. goes there, got that, and payroll, we're, got it. There's it coming around. Okay, we jump from that, we go into departments. Sanitation,
Nothing new. Next thing will be for us to get the, porta potties for April for the Shellbarger. And then we'll also need to schedule the, town cleanup probably around the same time frame, the April timeframe, to get the, dumpsters in for that.
you wanna take that up, Nick? Do we wanna get a date on that, or you wanna wait and get
Yeah,
the next meeting? with
Tom
everybody?
kinda took over sanitation,
Yes.
so I.
Oh, that's right,
I
let's
will-
wait and we'll get him, okay.
Yep.
And we'll get him involved in the next one, go, cause we've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Okay, water, Bradley, anything, water? We just went over this, the part in the public hearing, know where we're going there, but no issues at the plant?
No.
Okay, and while I got you, streets.
Just waiting on parts for my salt spreader.
Okay, we had a salt spreader go down, gearbox shop, we got help from Chesterfield, we got that one coming. I talked to Brad about getting an extra gearbox, this one lasted 10 years. You know how we kind of work things out with Chesterfield, whoever we can. We looked at it, I forget, well, how much are they, Brad? It's like,
$9,400.
no, not that spreader, the gearbox.
Gearbox 500.
It was 500, but ours is, it's an older bed, we're getting there at the end, not that it still can't. But then Chesterfield, Middletown have Boss. If we go to the Boss system when we replace this one, then if we have a gearbox, all three of us have backup and we're not waiting, we can replace things as we do with the water and some other stuff that we share. So I've asked him to get a quote, it was 9,400, we'll bring that up. Right now, we're gonna repair it, we'll get through this year. We'll look at capital and what we've got left and maybe look at the Boss more towards the end of the year here, or maybe go the redevelopment. I think we need to switch over and get what the others got so we can share parts back and forth. Anything else with streets? Nice job on what we could get done. I mean, it was clear we had 10 inches. I mean, you guys did a great job. I had no complaints whatsoever, not one single one.
Got what you asked for, Brad.
Oh, there's another one coming.
Well, and some I seen, and I don't think it affected us. I did see one thing, people are just making it, if a mailbox gets damaged or hurt, give us a call. It's not, snow flying when it's got ice on it. The county took out a bunch. When you're doing the roads at this pace in an emergency, the
I got
mailbox is
5.
second figure when you're trying to clear a road for.
We got 5 mailboxes already set in post, ready to go if we get one out.
It happens. It's just the nature of the beast in Indiana with snow. Planning and zoning.
We did not have a meeting, this month, just primarily due to the weather. Nobody can get out and do anything in their property, so we will pick back up in March.
Gotcha. And I left, no, I did your thank you. Police, you notice there's none here. They have an award ceremony this evening, but I did get an update from Jason. I think we all got a copy of it, but for the public's notice for the month, there was 1,238 calls. Of those, 17 were motor vehicle crashes, 715 were property checks, 343 were traffic stops. There were 14 motorist arrests made and 11 assists to other agencies during the month. So they were pretty active. 1,238, divide that by 30, we had people moving in every direction. So good job by the police. Park department.
We have a couple of different things. I'll pass these down for you guys. There's 2 separate sets of documents, so take one of each. Overall, the general update from the park department, this was their first meeting. So they have a board member that needs reappointed or a position that is open that the council needs to appoint. That's Amy Morgan's spot. She does wish to stay, so if the council will have her, then she is open to doing that. I gave an update as far as like upcoming events and plans for sponsorship and donation, a few different smaller grants that we're working on. The big thing that we're kind of paused on at the moment is in order to provide the concert series and the fireworks display at the same quality and level that we did last year, we would need funding request to go to the Daleville Redevelopment Commission. The way that the board has it set up is that that needs to go through the town council. So you have a copy of the redevelopment commission funding request. And then with your permission to do so, we would approach the Daleville Redevelopment Commission and request funding to put on the concerts and the fireworks show, a few smaller capital improvements. Some of the equipment is really starting to age. The old town hall park, now that it's coming up on its 9th year, so.
You know,
That is one thing that, I don't know if you guys like, I need to get my pen and paper ready, if that's something you have to do like a motion for that to be able to go.
like, we did, and that's the way they said it, that it would be by the board, so I would entertain a motion to send this request for the Parks Department for $35,000 to the redevelopment commission for consideration.
I make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a first and a second, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Approved and moved to the redevelopment commission. Go ahead, Trina,
Okay, sorry, I'm catching up.
take your time.
I'm like giving the update and writing it down. Okay, the next thing was, it's come up before and it's been a discussion, part of being able to enact something like a park impact fee was needing a more up-to-date 5-year master plan. So we now have an up-to-date 5-year master plan. Park impact fees are a way to ensure that the parks and recreation facilities and upgrades are able to match the level of growth that happens. So if we get a housing development of 40 houses, essentially, that's that many more people and families in the system that are gonna be using and wearing down equipment, or that we might have needs for, additional things. This is a way to put that, I guess, financial burden onto a developer as opposed to the already existing citizens and taxpayers. So these are the fees that would be charged, and in here, there's a suggested fee of $750 per residence, $600 for a multifamily residence, so like per apartment or duplex or whatever. And then I gave you guys kind of an idea of some Indiana peer communities based on my research that are using this, and at the bottom, you'll see here that there's a little chart, and Daleville's, if we set it at that $750 limit, which is fairly similar based on our population to the others, is on the low end of a park impact fee.
It's right there with Danville and Bargersville,
Yeah,
same size population.
exactly,
What you
and-
did, I see now, I wonder why it was so low compared to the other, now I see what you did.
So Pendleton's is probably the only one that's like a little more similar in size to us, but drastically higher, but Pendleton's also having a ton of growth, and they just increased it from like 1,400 or 1,500 up to 3,800 or whatever it is now. So they're definitely feeling the pain of the growth, and they just put in a new park, so I can see where they're like, hey, we probably need to have the coffers a little more. So ultimately, this is just a proposal, and then I shared it with the park board last night, and I talked to you about it a little bit as well. So the big points here is that it really just matters to Daleville because the time is gonna be now. If something like this were to go into effect, I think it's a minimum of 6 months from the time that the ordinance is adopted before those fees can then be passed along to developers. So if we wait until there's a developer in town that wants to do it, then we're already past our time limit. But I did a quick math, and if 25 homes came in right now at $750 per home, that would be $18,750 into a non-reverting fund that could be used for capital improvements and upgrades, just at 25 homes. So it does have a lot of potential to really help grow the park system as the community grows.
Agreed. I
So-
definitely think with what we've done with the parks and how we're trying to improve the quality of life, that with the new developments, that this is something that we need to consider. I thank you, for putting it together and putting it to where you did. I think you did an excellent job on it.
Yeah.
I would like to keep this tabled until next meeting, Tom, so that the other board members can get here, have a chance to look it over, and let you guys consider some conversations with the community, and also as far as the rates that she's proposed there.
And this would be just for new construction. Correct. So present residents would not experience this.
Right. It's a way to.
How does it get charged? Is it
At the time that they apply for the building permits, And then different places have different ways that they structured, or I think different like limitations on it. So if it's like more than, I'm gonna throw out a random number, but if it's like more than $5,000 at the time, because maybe you're developing several houses.
Right.
Then you can like break up when the fee is due, but otherwise when they're getting that building permit, any impact fees that we have would also be due at the time of the permit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to keep it on the table, but I would like to get the other twos as well, so if we can table it.
Well, it has been introduced to us as far as the agenda, so I would need a motion to table this to the next meeting.
I make a motion, we table it till next meeting, this park impact.
I second that.
I got a first and a second. All in favor, say aye. Okay, we'll move to the next meeting, as table business, and we'll be brought up with that, and then we go from there and get the information to John that we need to prepare an ordinance and decide to move forward.
So Trina, so I understand, if some developer is gonna come in and say they're gonna build 10 houses in an area, that their fee would be $600 per home.
It would be, if they did 10 duplexes, it would be $600 per side of the duplex. If they're doing 10 just single family residential homes, it'd be $750 per residence.
Or if it's an apartment complex, then we're
Yep.
talking about, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Just so I understand.
And again, these were just suggestions based on what other people are doing. You guys, some people get real creative with how they do it. Some people put in there for mobile homes, if there's like a mobile home community in their area. So I mean, there are plenty of ways that the board can review and determine or change the amounts or whatever. The next thing is at the park board meeting, they approved the lawn care services agreement with Daily Rate Landscape, just an extension of that. So they are passing that recommendation, asking the council to officially accept this with Jackson Sigler again
I thought
for,
we did that in the last meeting.
no,
This
park
is-
landscaping, not the,
We did the rail, we did.
that was like mowing and railroad
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
This is the
mowing.
one
This is
specific
the
to like our
landscape.
spring
This
cleanup,
is the
our
one
fall
you guys take
cleanup.
care of through the park
Yes,
board.
correct, but it is paid for out of the park
Fund.
budget, so yeah.
And and this was approved in your meeting?
Yes, and it has already been signed by their president, but as far as like to approve the expense.
So this is for the park maintenance for a total of $8,530 for the year?
Yes,
Is that both parks?
it's the town hall part.
It's the town hall park. We're picking up Shallow Park, correct?
As far as
For the mowing.
For the mowing, yeah. We moved it down, all right? So, I would need a motion to approve the landscape, the lawn care services agreement, for $8,530 for the park.
I make that motion.
Second.
Got a first and second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved.
I was ready tonight, who was the first and the second on that?
And then Steve. Sorry. No, that's okay.
All right, why were the, okay, that's, I'll see if I put that over.
So if you do any work on the Schellenberger Park, where does that funding come from for like repair or something?
The park, the overall, like,
Okay.
park budget, yeah.
General
And then
budget.
when we fall short, like last year, the money that we were able to raise in the donation fund, we had to use $5,000 of that to cover the shortfall in the budget. But based on revenues and all that, we were able to get another increase in the park budget this year. So I think it went up to 40, it was 35 last year, I think it's at 40 this year.
Okay, just curious. How we do that.
Moving on, we're moving on to ordinances now. First one up is lighting ordinance 2025-11, which is the lighting ordinance we introduced last meeting. This is up for adoption. You guys have had this, we've reviewed it. Are there any questions, change? Nothing? I'd entertain a motion to adopt.
Make a motion.
Go ahead. I'll second it.
All right, I make a motion, we adopt. Let's see what it is.
Ordinance 2025-11.
Ordinance 2025-11.
So Steve first, I second it.
That's the lighting one.
That's the lighting one. All right. Seeing that, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Put it back. She's signing that. We move now to the 67 Property Standards Ordinance 2025 was introduced last meeting. This is adoption as well. Ordinance 2025, it is the ordinance for 67 property standards.
I make a motion to adopt the 67 property standards ordinance 2025-12.
I'll second that.
First and second, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed? Approved. Okay, the police tow, we're taking that to next meeting, correct, John?
Right, I spoke to Chief Hicks. There are a number of statutes that deal with towing, right, and towing contracts and, you know, municipalities, that sort of thing. And so I wanted to get some parameters from Chief Hicks about what he was intended on this for, what the justification was for the dollars, and also how it was gonna apply, whether it's gonna apply to accidents or whether it's gonna apply to other things. So we had a nice conversation about that. I wanna make sure that I can put it together with the statute on the towing.
Okay.
I didn't realize there were so many statutes on towing, but the legislature's been pretty active in the last 5-6 years about trying to control towing companies.
Understood. All right, next up, I put on there King's Museum. I think I sent that out to you guys. We had a proposal come in. He has asked me to get back to him. I did not get very much feedback, so I wanted
You
to.
might not have seen my latest one. I sent one just a couple hours ago.
I haven't, today's been my quarterly, so I've been in meetings all morning, so all day.
Put it to words. Nice, it might be a nice project, but I'm not sure we want to be in the middle of that. I think that's needs to be done by a private company. If they want.
That was the same sentiments of Mr. Jones, same
Likewise,
as you.
yeah.
Okay, I don't need anything, I needed information, I need to report back to them, they did make a proposal, I wanna be able to be fair and get back to them, I'll send them an email tomorrow. CCMG. John, do you have some papers for us, the review, you sent it to us,
Oh, that's on the,
that's on the construction, the road payment.
okay.
You were a little mixed up and I didn't have time, I caught the email.
Yeah, I got
Pavement
you.
Solutions is for Walnut Street only, they were the only bidder. As long as their paperwork is good, they are good
Okay.
on that project. The other two were for the Innovation Drive, project.
And that wasn't really well explained in the paperwork itself. So.
Gotcha, but that was, there's two different contracts there, two different bids there.
Okay.
And I see from your paperwork, basically Pavement Solutions is the one we approved in the meeting.
One bidder, so.
One bidder, and we did approve that all your the paperwork was good, they were already been approved.
Right.
DC Construction was approved on the second one, if all their paperwork and it was legit and up to date, and I know there's some references checked and everything checked out there as well.
I did.
So on that, I need those back, and then, so DC is Pavement Solutions on the Wall Street project, and it is, DC Construction on the other. And we already approved those in the meeting, so there's nothing there. Trina, you got the paperwork that was sent over by Jacob from ECI
Yes.
to do the contrast. And now that's what needs to be, we just need to take 2025 and revert the two projects into those.
Okay.
So that we can get that done. I know he's pushing and asking for Friday. We're trying to get everything in. I know you're short staffed. We're trying to get everything in front of NDOT before it gets out of hand.
Well, a separate one, right, yeah, okay.
All right, next up, when we met with Commonwealth, we discussed not only the water treatment plant, but the future development of Delville and what all that consists of. Delville has always just kind of reacted and not really planned out in advance and known. The board changes, and if you haven't been here, you don't know capacity of water and everything else when you're making decisions. There's a deal that was proposed to us on a hydraulic modeling for Delville that would outlay all of our water system and everything else. You correct me, and I'm gonna let you jump in as soon as I get done here. What this does is gives us a model of what's there and say we want to put in a housing addition. or another business came in, what would the impact be to us and what changes will we have to make? This is something that stays updated and we can use throughout and keep going. Thomas, would you elaborate a little bit more on this and what this is about?
So, correct as what the bill's saying, you know, we can, right now you guys have, with the PER, you have the basic understanding of your water system. Through math, we can get close on some of these things. It's not exact, you know, so what the hydraulic model is we would have a team out here, they'd be out checking pressures throughout the system in various areas. And then we would take that, we would put it into what's called a GEM model. And it's a digital, basically a digital map of your system to say, we have a development that wants to go in here, or we have whether it be a commercial or residential, this is how many users it would be, what would that do to our pressures throughout the system? It will allow us to go that way. Like I said, you guys kind of already have this, but there's a lot of limitations to it. We don't know the physical size of lines, you know, aren't exactly what put in, you don't know what the exact pressures are throughout the system. So this is just a better look at your system, especially most growing communities have this. You know, Carmel just bid theirs out for the 4th time, you know, a couple months ago. It's something that growing communities keep it updated. As projects come and go, you know, those are obviously added in. So you get, you know, we're going to do a water project. So once those filters are changed out and you guys have different pressures in your system, it would update with that. So similar stuff like that. And then as the town grows, it would also keep track of that so we know the pressures in those new areas. This is also something, there is cost up front with it, but this is also something to, you know, with the ordinances that you're updating, you can pass this cost along to developers. It's something that you can charge them to have access to, so you guys can recoup the money over time. As you grow and you can, you know, have a fee assessed with it, you guys can reimburse yourselves for this cost. Yeah, happy to answer any questions or talk about it in any further detail. I'm not the technical guy. I do know what a water model is, but if you want to get down into the hydrology of the system, you know, I can't have Darren answer those questions for you.
But we can recoup our money back off. Like I said, we can sell the service of a developer or someone that wants to come in, a business wants to come in, what the impact is. We've got to run it. They're going to run it with somebody.
Yeah.
We'll have that and we'll know exactly what the impact's going to be, what we're going to have to do prior to a development going in or any of that nature.
Helps both parties.
We met, I mean, Tom, I believe when we were at the table, I think he was in favor of it because it takes the guessing game out of it. And we're getting to the point where every dollar is precious and guessing is not a game to really play with it.
If somebody put for Daleville, rather a large complex of houses, and we're not prepared for it.
No, well, and Bud's not here tonight, and he could speak. I'm not trying to speak for him, but Trina's here. I mean, a huge development, a large deal. I mean, fire suppression and that is a big issue as well.
Yeah.
That not only is that's going on, are we still maintaining service to the rest of the residents and all of that? We've had communities that we know in this area, lines have collapsed during fire runs and everything else and put towns out. We're just trying to prevent seeing a nightmare in this town that we've seen otherwise.
We have a city, I won't name the city, it's in Rush County, and maybe be the first word of the city that's down there. But they put in a large dog food plant. And the first time they tested the water system at the dog food plant, every customer that's on that water tower lost water.
Wow.
So I mean, it just helps with things like that. I'm not saying that would happen here, but that's a
what we're trying
recent.
to not make sure happens here.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to get to.
Right.
The cost of the model, and it is a one-time deal. I mean, where to go next? 42,500. We have edit. We have TIF money. I think we have more. We need to invest part of that money in the funds we have. That way, we can talk to the other two board members if they get back. But I do think this is a good thing for the town to have. As far as we're going to grow, I mean, the intent. There's no promises, But you guys know what I do for a living, is Delville is being looked at. We are gonna grow whether we want to or not. Developers are looking, businesses are looking. We want to control the growth in a responsible and reasonable way and make sure that we get the most benefit out of that development. This is one of the things and one of the tools that will help
One question.
right now me and whoever follows me to get this done in the right way.
There's a one-time fee, and then if we ever had to update it, what are we looking at in terms of cost
I-
to update?
I can-
roughly?
I could ask on, Darren on that. I mean, most of the time, I don't wanna speak for Darren, but we're doing the work on the water plant and it's all of our information already, so we would just update the model.
Yeah.
Um,
As we're going through it.
Yeah, I don't know why there would be additional costs, but I don't wanna say that there are,
Mhm.
but, like in Carmel's stance, I mean, they're on their fourth different firm that's
Right.
doing it, so it's typically, I don't wanna say it's proprietary information, because it's your information, but if you go from firm to firm, some firms can get very greedy with their information, and, I mean, you paid for it, it's your information, so.
Right.
It's yours, we have the license for the software, but that, I mean, that's what we own, I mean, that's our part of it, the rest of it's yours, so. You guys plan on firing us anytime soon, but if you did, I mean, it's your information, so, but if you went to another company and wanted to update a water model, there would be a charge from them. That's just the way that, we all have our own way of doing things, and
I'm moving to the board.
Do we know what, does Adam order this at all? Discuss with them.
It went out in an email. I don't know if he did specifically. I don't remember getting a reply. I know it went out, it was to everybody, but I don't know if I got a reply from him or not. I don't remember that.
I guess I have a question, do we want to try to have a full board on that? I know Tom is, you had to get Tom. I just wonder if there's something purchasing this.
I'm open to the board, whatever. I'm the president. I can only bring it to the board. I have to now be quiet and let you guys go to work.
Well, I would recommend that we pass this on to next month's meeting for approval, just to get everybody's feedback all together.
Is there any reason to,
There's no
Wait.
emergency on this. We have operated for years without it. No, there is no emergency
okay,
facing us right now.
then in that case, I will second that we table it just until the other two do.
So a motion to table, first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
and that'll also I'll answer that, get that question answered on the additional cost
Very
as
good.
well.
Just
That's it.
Another
We'll
movie.
table that till the
Yeah.
next meeting.
Absolutely.
John, you have a new contract for the board to consider?
Yes, I sent it to Amy.
Guess what? That didn't come through because Amy is not
Wait,
here.
I think I sent it to everybody.
Yeah, you said.
You did, I saw it
Yeah,
to you,
I-
but when you forwarded his email, you didn't have the attachment included for me.
It's always my fault. I knew
Did
it.
we all hear that?
Wait a minute.
I think I was a
Second
second
that. Should we call for a roll call?
I can send it to you, Trina, if you want.
Well, we're gonna need it here to take consideration, especially if we.
Yeah, if you wanna forward it to me real quick, I can run and print it.
Or can we reject it?
Here's why I need
Can we reject it?
It's the same contract as last year.
Yeah.
The only thing was there was a change in the hourly rate from 185 to 200.
And the others, and your paralegals were 125.
125, right.
Right, and there has been no increase from the attorney in the last 3 years.
Right.
It's the first increase that has been asked of Delville.
I think $200 an hour is very reasonable.
Let's let her get it printed off so you have a chance to look at it, then I'll entertain what the board would like to do.
I gotta send it to her first.
Patience, please.
You ever keep? No.
I got it.
Okay, she's got it, sent to her. I probably sent it to everybody, but I know I included Amy on it, but
I got it. I've never seen it.
I got it, yeah, I got it.
Got it. So I don't have a problem. I guess Bill wants a physical copy.
Well, I think he's gotta sign it, or somebody.
There wasn't any increase
Brad,
compared to.
You're in charge of entertainment.
I think a little bit on the paralegal, because it was at 95.
Okay.
No,
That one.
that's why I'm behind the camera.
My standard hourly rate is $3.75 an hour.
It is?
It's still cheap for
Yes, that's.
Considered,
cost of, the cost of living around here is not as much as Indianapolis or Wayne.
true. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I remember being. $100 an hour for the best.
Everywhere.
Right.
Number started out at 55 an hour.
Yeah.
When I first started at Braxton, it was $45 to $55 an
There you go.
hour. About the good old days? Yeah.
What year would that have been, John?
1984.
84. The 80s.
Okay. Copy that is correct.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I guess it's just your signature.
Okay, but you guys, I want to make sure you've seen the rate. There is exactly what he stated. Paralegal stated the same.
Yeah, the paralegal, I think, didn't that increase a little bit, just a little bit to 125?
Yeah.
I think it was 95 before.
Okay, there's two. Board's pleasure.
I make a motion that we approve the town attorney contract for 2026.
I second it.
Got a first and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Approved.
I appreciate it, thank you very much.
Well,
You've done good work for us, John.
yes, sir.
I would have been offered, yeah.
Well,
No,
You want a copy of that and then get one to him, please?
Amy, it says it has to have a treasurer, so do you wanna wait till she gets back and
You're
sign
the,
it?
you're the deputy, you're the acting
Okay,
clerk, which she's not available, so it would be you.
do you want me to run the copy right now, or?
Yeah, I just go ahead and sign it, run a copy to John, so he's got it, you got yours. All right, next on up, I've got the park board made a change that we have to address, we have to approve. They are in charge of their money, but they have increased the park coordinator from 2,000 to 3,500. Instead of 4 payments a year, it would be 7 payments for the 3,500 total. That went from 2,000 to 3,500. As I said, they've already approved it. They have their own budget, but it has to come before us for approval. They've approved it at their park board. So I would
Is the park coordinator, is that the president?
no, that's the events coordinator that puts on all the park and all that stuff. Any questions, concerns? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I will, do a motion for the park coordinator at 3,500 for the year.
I'll second that.
I've got a first and a second. John, wait a minute, we did that, we gotta approve that, but we need to do a salary ordinance amendment as well, because that is in the salary ordinance at the top. So
Yes.
We'll need to do a salary ordinance amendment.
Well, basically, when you approve that funding, you would be, in essence, amending the salary ordinance.
So we just need to have a new copy drawn up.
Well, the motion would be made, I make a motion to amend the salary ordinance to increase the salary of the park coordinator to $3,500.
$3,500. 7 payments from April to October.
Right.
That's the motion.
I have to repeat all that.
No, just say,
That is the motion.
Ditto.
we got it on recording, it'll go there, it came out perfect, no reason to repeat it.
I second that.
All right, got a first and a second, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye, opposed, approved.
And a salary ordinance, just to remind you, it only takes one reading to amend the salary ordinance. So this motion will effectively actually amend it.
There you go. Okay, we're off and running. Now, to finish that up, as she stated, she asked that we, Amy Morgan on the Parks Board was up, and obviously they stay in until we replace them, but she is the only one up on the Parks Board. So,
For president.
well, it doesn't matter, it's the board just appoints to the Park Board.
Oh, okay.
They elect their own officers, we do not do that at all.
Okay.
So this is a town council.
Just to,
Town council must approve approve the appointment, so I would open this up now to the consideration of Amy Morgan be reappointed to the Parks Board.
Yeah, I make that motion
I'll
to
second
reappoint Amy.
I've got a first and a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? She goes to 2027.
Amy might oppose.
No,
Is
she
it
said she wanted.
27 or is it a 4-year term?
Oh, it is, you're right.
I think so.
Excuse me. You know what, I'll just mark that out, send that down there, and you can put the new number in there. You can put 30 on there. That takes care of the park board. All right, let me look. Any board member have anything that needs to go before us this evening?
Nope.
Trina, anything else from the clerk's office?
We did open up the veteran banner nominations again, so I think I have 6 or 7 already so far. They kind of tend to trickle in closer to the deadline. And then I've already put out a couple of letters to request some sponsorship, and a few family members have also wanted to pay for their veterans. And then I touched base with Rob Tweedy from, I think it's Holiday Outdoor is the name of the company, and we're able to get the same banner style, design, everything. So the goal will just be to fund as many as we can that were Daleville residents, whether they're living now or not. And then I think Brad has looked at it as well. We have some of the like pole things for the posts that are in the park because they're different size than the telephone poles. So if in the event we get so many that we use all of our telephone poles, then we can move them into the park as well. And then, you know, best case scenario, we have a lot of people to honor and there is some room to move them down. Is it Daleville Road too, Brad? Yeah. So still keeping them in the center of town. Now, that would take several nominations and whatnot this year, but there is still plenty of room to continue to grow, continue to honor more veterans, like right in the heart of town. So that is open until the middle of March. Gives me a couple of days turnaround to get it turned over to them so they can produce them, and then we should have them by like mid to late April and start getting them up in May, so they're all up in time for Memorial Day.
Great. Awesome.
I reached out to a gentleman that contributed last year, and he hasn't responded back, so I'll follow up with him.
Okay.
Audience, your turn. Anybody have anything they'd like to bring before the board this evening? Yes, sir, please.
Guess I'll stand up, make it official. I know I was talking to the residents here about, I'm Jordan, this is my fiance Kelsey. We live in Yorktown, we travel through here every day. We moved here from Alabama a few months ago, and within 2 days, we noticed how terrible this light was. I know it's a state highway, you don't have little to no control over that. I talked to the state already about it. What I'm proposing is that they, keep the costs low, because they're not gonna I know they were talking about, they wanted to put a roundabout at one point. We don't need a turning lane, we don't need a roundabout. All we need is a traffic light that'll give an arrow in the morning, especially, and I know they were mentioning that the school traffic is really bad around 3 o'clock. We don't travel through there, so I didn't even know it was bad in the afternoon too. But in the morning, you sit 5 or 6 cycles waiting for people traveling westbound to turn onto Walnut. And all we need is a simple traffic light, change that left single three bold one, so green arrow, give everybody time to turn, and then, you know, it'll alleviate some of that traffic in the morning. Because, I mean, there's people that go around the sidewalks to go around, if you have a compact car that'll fit, or going through the neighborhood and causing more traffic in the neighborhood just to be able to go around. So it's a safety thing in my opinion. So basically, I'm asking the town kind of push on that as well. The more people, you know, I can only do so much calling them and annoying them. They're just gonna, you know, take it so far. But if we have the entire town council and all that, you know, bugging them about it.
What time, and this is in the morning when this is affecting you? Okay, and you're looking at the guy that did it, okay, so it's straight up,
Yeah,
it's me. And the reason and not that we're trying different things with NDOT because of the traffic flow is so bad. So in the morning on that, it's opened up more for Walnut to get traffic in and out.
Yeah.
They did us where our traffic was going. And it's only for, I think, 45 minutes that you hit that window, then it goes back to the normal deal. I like the turn line.
Yeah.
The arrow, that was never discussed when we went in. It was about timing and giving more time in the morning and the evening to let Walnut dump out and all the school and the buses get out of there and then move everything through. We see the impact, but I'll follow up. It's Lewis. I don't know who you talk to. Lewis is the one that I deal with, Michael, but I will definitely, you don't know, I handle a lot of economic development, work on several different areas, but I will follow up with him because the arrow I like. I didn't think of that and he didn't suggest it when we talked, but we talked and we have adjusted those lights 2 or 3 times, trying to get it down to where we can get traffic through in the morning and the afternoon without such a backup and everybody. It's frustrating. We've got one road that dumps out in 2 directions only, and we have a full school and high school and elementary, and it becomes a task. A little nothing to say when we've got a sporting event.
yeah, and I think just that arrow would just help, you know, get some of these people out of here and, you know, clear it up, because a lot of people turn left on the Walnut, probably for the school and such, but, yeah, just wanted to.
I will definitely follow up and make a phone call.
Sounds good, appreciate it. And
No
I have
problem.
one other small thing,
You sure?
just an idea. Me and my fiance were talking about possibly planning a festival of some sort. I don't know, how big y'all are on festivals here, in the park here. We did one festival back in the fall, and we had like, what was it? I don't remember what the festival was. It was like a fall festival of some sort. Anyway, we just moved here when it happened. Anyway, this is maybe a taco and margs festival is what we're thinking. Everyone loves tacos, and I think it'll bring some attention to the town for sure. I just don't know how y'all are with that.
I'll let
I'll
you.
get my email.
That person to talk to right there.
Okay.
Park coordinator
Yeah.
and running it, maybe join the fall, our fall frenzy or fall celebration or.
Yes, we have
she'll
2
coordinate it.
festivals for sure every year. We have Independence Day and then we have the Fall Festival. And then we have like movie nights and concerts and things like that all throughout the season.
Okay.
So I definitely think I'm always open for new events. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds good. We'll definitely
Yeah.
coordinate then.
yes,
when are you
give us a
guys-
call back. I think you talked to my coworker Heather when you called in originally. But I'm just one desk away. So if
Okay.
you want to give a call back or we can touch base or whatever, that's perfectly fine.
Sounds
I love
good.
that.
Are y'all tied in with the chamber over there in Muncie or?
Are we, I think we're a member of the chamber, aren't we?
Can't read. Someone's water passing under
We're a
my roof.
member of a lot of things.
Yeah, AIM, I know, but I'm not sure if we're
Yeah.
in the Muncie Chamber or not.
Yeah, because I'm new to this, you know,
Yeah.
I'm used to what in Alabama what we did, and I was really involved in the city
Uh-huh.
on that chamber. And we had our own chamber in the city, but I know it's different here, because the chamber's over there, so I didn't have.
It is, the smaller towns don't have a chamber. It's hard to fund and finance a chamber, on the budgets and constraints that we have, but the revenue we receive, so it's all done through the Greater Muncie Delaware County Alliance is the chamber, and they handle all the events, and business that's going there, so, I don't know if we are or not, but you're more than, I know, I work in Muncie, and my office, my group is in the chamber. We participate in it from the Muncie standpoint.
Okay, sounds good. Just wanted to throw it out there. We had one in Alabama, and it was a huge hit. Everyone loved it. Theirs was tacos and tequila, but I'm not sure how big y'all want to advertise the alcohol for. So
There's some of us that might enjoy it.
I figured like
Just
taco
being
and margs.
honest.
You pass an ordinance to allow some alcohol.
Yeah.
We have a door.
Well, we can't do, it's only beer and wine.
Yeah,
We can't
beer
do
and
any hard
Right,
liquor
yeah.
whatsoever.
Okay, so yeah, we're at that point. We just do a taco festival.
Well,
There
we
you go.
do
Taco
like
beer.
Taco
same, you could do
beer,
sangria.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I don't do, I wouldn't do wine, I'll take a beer taco.
That's right.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank y'all so
When are
much.
you guys gonna move to Delta?
maybe soon. We were literally looking like on apartments.com and stuff, just wanted to rent here, kind of figure out where we want to go. We've been eyeing Delville for, when we want to buy a house. Pendleton is really expensive. It's nice. But yeah, definitely.
Hop on the interstate.
This
really
is, this is,
quick.
this is an up and growing community, and
That's
you got access to get in any direction you want pretty quick.
Yeah, so far we've definitely been impressed with Delville for sure. So.
Good.
Ford kind of represents typically the town anyway, in terms of who we are, our identity.
What's your last name?
Callaway.
It's common people.
CALLAWAY.
Well, thanks for moving up here from
Yeah.
Alabama. We appreciate you.
Yeah, of course, glad to be here. I know we're in Yorktown, but I kind of like Delville.
It's all right. They're neighbors.
Yeah,
Still
they are
Delaware County. You're
That's
right
right.
with us.
Yes.
Appreciate
y'all.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any other comments or questions? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
First and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
7:51 and Brad, you got it?
Go.
Yeah, we go up this way. Oh, okay.